referees are calling, they're blind. Like I don't know what they're calling or they're told to call. I don't know if it's the WNBA commissioner, Cathy Engelbert, calling these making them do these goofy calls. It's not good basketball. It's pretty obvious. The fans see it. I mean, it's blatant.
The WNBA faces an unprecedented crisis as fans, players, and analysts demand Commissioner Cathy Engelbert's suspension, citing systematic bias against star Caitlin Clark. The Indiana Fever's standout rookie has become the focus of aggressive physical play, questionable refereeing calls, and what many see as a deliberate effort to undermine her influence on the court. This widespread concern highlights issues within the league's handling of Clark's rising prominence and raises urgent questions about fairness and integrity. The situation has sparked a movement calling for accountability and change to protect the league's brightest talent and ensure a fair playing environment.
What is the Caitlin Clark effect? And here is what Google told me. The Caitlin Clark effect refers to the significant increase in popularity and visibility of women's basketball, particularly in the WNBA, driven by the rising star of Caitlin Clark. Her record-breaking performances and engaging personality have captivated audiences, leading to increased attendance, media coverage, and overall interest in the sport.
With Clark sidelined by injury and growing evidence of favoritism toward specific teams, the basketball community is at a breaking point, risking the integrity of women's professional basketball. The controversy revolves around widespread officiating failures, perceived bias against Clark, and Commissioner Engelbert's apparent inability to address concerns related to player safety and fair competition. This mounting crisis threatens to undermine public trust and the league's credibility, demanding urgent action to restore fairness and uphold the sport's integrity.
The month, the chickens was coming home to roost for the WNBA, because I'm telling you right now, there has been a lot of spooky things going on and people is tired of it. And quite frankly, the viewership is going down. See, the viewership was supposed to have been going up exponential, bang, how it took off last year. And I'm here to tell you that is not happening. Only team that is averaging 1 million views per game and looking like it's on track to maintain their viewership for the most part is the Indiana.
On May 26, 2025, the tension reached a breaking point when the Indiana Fever announced Caitlin Clark would be out for at least 2 weeks due to a left quadricep strain. This injury followed a highly controversial game against the New York Liberty, during which Clark played nearly 38 minutes under aggressive physical scrutiny. Many observers viewed her treatment as intentional targeting, fueling concerns about player safety and fairness. The incident intensified calls for accountability within the league and underscored the mounting controversy surrounding Clark's treatment and the broader issues affecting women's professional basketball.
And I'm telling you right now, man, Caitlin Clark's shot was off, bro. These last couple games, she was not shooting well from three. We all seen it. She's missing a bunch of shots. I believe Caitlin Clark been hurt.
The timing couldn't be more suspicious. Just as Clark was emerging as the face of the WNBA, she suddenly finds herself sidelined with an injury after months of what fans are calling systematic abuse. But what's truly alarming is that this isn't just about a single injury or an unfortunate game. It's part of a troubling pattern, so blatant and undeniable that even casual basketball fans are beginning to question the integrity of the league. Many now wonder whether they're witnessing genuine competition or if the league is orchestrating a manufactured spectacle to control its biggest star. This controversy has ignited widespread debate and concern within the basketball community.
That's the only conclusion I can come to is they
Right.
want
they
want it to fail.
They're calling hand check fouls on their biggest player. Could you imagine LeBron getting hand check fouls or anybody, SGA, whomever, the biggest stars getting hand check? Yes, it may not be the only reason, but it doesn't help. You're absolutely right. But yes, you're sitting that star player, that cash cow on the bench, and honestly, she is WNBA. Caitlin Clark is the only reason people are
sells out home and away every single game.
If you are enjoying, please subscribe. Clark's treatment starkly contrasts with the league's marketing focus on her star power. While Engelbert lauded Clark's transformative influence on the WNBA's revenue streams and media deals, her management allowed referees to permit excessive physicality against her. The data doesn't lie, painting a troubling picture that even the most skeptical sports fans can't ignore. Video footage and statistical analyses reveal a disturbing trend. Referees often overlook fouls committed against Clark, yet penalize her for minor infractions. For instance, she received a technical foul simply for saying, "Come on," after opponents committed fouls that went uncalled. This double standard has led to accusations that officials are intentionally swallowing whistles to diminish her impact on the game. Consider this staggering statistic. Caitlin Clark has been involved in 17% of all flagrant fouls this season, a substantial proportion in a league with hundreds of athletes. One player, accounting for nearly 1/5 of the league's most serious fouls, is a startling anomaly. Even more astonishing, 80% of those flagrant fouls against Clark originated from a single team, the Chicago Sky. The odds of such a skewed distribution happening purely by chance are virtually non-existent. It's akin to winning the lottery while being struck by lightning on a leap year. This isn't just basketball anymore. It appears to be targeted harassment, cloaked in referee whistles and team uniforms, raising serious questions about fairness and integrity within the league.
Finally, a player that's worth paying the money for. Caitlin Clark comes along. What do, WNBA? You beat her up. You treat her like crap. You treat her like she's dog doo-doo, dude. I never seen this in any sport, bro.
The data exposes a troubling trend that the WNBA's leadership appears unwilling to acknowledge. During the 2024 season, there were 35 flagrant fouls called across the league, and Clark was involved in 6 of them. To put this into perspective, other star players like Satu Sabali received only 4 flagrant fouls over 38 games, and Ariel Powers was called for 5 in 35 games. The key difference? Those players were not systematically targeted by specific teams in the way Clark has been. A closer look at the Chicago Sky situation reveals the depth of the issue. 4 out of Clark's 5 flagrant fouls in 2024 came from Sky players. This pattern suggests more than just coincidence. It indicates a coordinated effort to intimidate and potentially injure her. The most frustrating part is that everyone saw it happen. Fans voiced their outrage on social media, coaches complained directly to officials, and analysts documented missed and ignored calls. Despite clear evidence of targeted fouling, Commissioner Engelbert and her officiating crew continued to act as if nothing was wrong, dismissing these incidents as normal rivalry play. This ongoing denial fuels widespread suspicion that league officials are turning a blind eye, possibly enabling targeted harassment, which undermines the integrity of the game and raises serious questions about fairness and bias.
All right, now this is what I'm going to say about this situation. Is the Fever players, you got to know, this is how they're going to ref your games. They're going to let Caitlin Clark be held, be hand-checked, have her arm chopped, and they're barely going to call fouls. Because of players are going to get away with what they get away with. If you allow a player to foul a player all game long, guess what? They're going to foul them all game long.
If you thought the flagrant foul statistics were bad, wait until you hear about the officiating disasters that have plagued Clark's games. Take the recent contest against the New York Liberty, a game that should have been a showcase for the league's rising star. Instead, it turned into a masterclass in how to rig a basketball game while maintaining plausible deniability. The referees in that game displayed such obvious bias that even casual observers were questioning their competence or their integrity. Clark was hammered on drive after drive to the basket, with contact so obvious that replay officials in slow motion couldn't miss it. Yet the whistles remained silent. Meanwhile, Liberty players were drawing phantom fouls on minimal contact, creating a free throw disparity so lopsided it looked like the fix was in. Coach Stephanie White didn't mince words after the game, expressing her frustration with officiating that she characterized as fundamentally unfair. But here's the kicker. White isn't some rookie coach prone to emotional outbursts. She's a veteran who understands the game and knows when something isn't right. When experienced coaches start questioning the integrity of officiating, you know the problem has moved beyond simple incompetence into something more sinister. The most egregious example came in the final seconds of that Liberty game, when Clark drove to the basket with a chance to tie the score. The contact was clear, the foul was obvious, yet the officials swallowed their whistles and let New York escape with a victory they didn't earn. It's the kind of non-call that makes fans question whether they're watching legitimate competition or predetermined outcomes.
Refereeing, we know it was terrible. We absolutely know the refereeing was shocking. Like, it was one of the worst referee games I've ever seen down the stretch. Like, it looked like it was rigged. It looked like it was rigged. There's no other way to describe it. It looked like it was rigged. I'm not saying it was rigged. I don't think it was rigged. It looked like it was rigged. And I tweeted this out last night. That if the WNBA is not rigged, they're doing a great job of making it.
This leads us to the core issue. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert's complete failure to confront what has become the most glaring officiating scandal in recent WNBA history. Despite mounting evidence, widespread fan outrage, and player complaints, Engelbert has remained notably silent about the systematic targeting of her league's most prominent star. However, the problems facing Engelbert go far beyond this controversy. She has already faced heavy criticism for her dismissive handling of racism and harassment issues within the league, when questioned about the dark side of social media and racist harassment directed at WNBA players. Engelbert's responses were so inadequate that they sparked immediate backlash from players and fans alike. Her inability to address these serious issues with the appropriate gravity has become a pattern that the league's community is no longer willing to accept. The Clark situation has only confirmed what many suspected for months. Engelbert is either unwilling or unable to shield the league's stars from obvious bias and targeted fouling. Whether driven by conscious favoritism toward certain teams or sheer incompetence, the outcome remains the same. Each missed call chips away at the league's credibility. The ongoing neglect is damaging the league's reputation and undermining the integrity of the game.
She avoided the WNBA referee question. He stated she could have got a bunch of calls, but she just skipped right over it.
I think, again, that's why this year sustain the momentum we had last year and gain even new viewers, because if you look at, we're up triple digits in every category, in every demographic, and young people, old people, young girls and boys were having watch parties and watching our games. So it was incredible.
This is so bad. She avoided the WNBA referee questions about the calls with the physical.
The most striking aspect of this entire controversy has been the unprecedented response from fans. WNBA supporters aren't merely complaining about individual calls or questioning specific refereeing decisions. They are actively organizing, sharing video evidence, and calling for systemic change. Social media platforms are inundated with compilations highlighting missed fouls against Clark, statistical analyses exposing bias, and calls for accountability that grow more urgent with each game. This fan uprising represents something unique in professional sports. A grassroots movement demanding fair treatment for a player who has significantly elevated interest in women's basketball. Clark's influence on the league has been transformative. Attendance has increased, TV ratings are rising, and mainstream media coverage has reached levels the league has never seen before. Instead of safeguarding this valuable asset, league leadership seems intent on letting her be worn down through unfair officiating and systemic bias. The irony is staggering. The WNBA finally has a superstar who can attract casual fans and generate excitement that translates into revenue and growth. Yet the league's response, both officiating and administrative, suggests a focus on preserving existing power structures rather than leveraging this once-in-a-generation talent. The disconnect between Clark's impact and the league's handling of her highlights a troubling unwillingness to embrace the opportunities before them.
But Stephanie White, she just admitted that she got fined. For what? She just got fined for saying she wants the officiating to be fair. She said.
What makes this situation particularly devastating for the WNBA is the timing. Women's professional basketball is experiencing an unprecedented surge in popularity, with new fans discovering the sport and longtime supporters becoming more engaged than ever before. Clark's rookie season was expected to be a celebration of this progress, a showcase for a league ready to establish itself among the major professional sports. Instead, what we are witnessing is a slow-moving crisis that threatens to undo years of growth and effort. Fans tuning in to see Clark play are instead confronted with blatant bias, questionable officiating, and an administration seemingly more focused on manufactured drama than on ensuring fair competition. These casual viewers, many of whom are new to the league, may be willing to overlook officiating flaws, but they quickly lose interest if they perceive the product as rigged or unjust. Clark's injury exemplifies the league's broader dysfunction. She has become the most exciting and impactful player since Diana Taurasi, yet she has been systematically targeted and subjected to physical abuse on the court. Her injury, which could have been prevented with proper officiating, underscores the league's failure to protect its stars and maintain integrity. This ongoing crisis not only endangers Clark's career but also jeopardizes the league's reputation at a critical juncture, one where growth and credibility are more vital than ever.
The reason why the merch sales are what they are, the reason why there's such potential for the future is because Caitlin Clark can flat out play basketball. She is that one. She really is. And if you didn't realize it before she got injured, you certainly realize it right now, unless you're putting blinders on and absolutely pretending. The Caitlin Clark effect is all those things that I said, but those things all hinge on the fact that she is a basketball talent unlike we have ever seen in the women's basketball.
Calls for Commissioner Engelbert's suspension go beyond mere fan frustration. They reflect a serious demand for accountability from a leadership that has fallen short at fundamental levels. Several league insiders indicate mounting pressure behind the scenes, with team owners and executives reportedly questioning Engelbert's management of various controversies. Regardless of whether he is ultimately suspended or forced to resign, the damage to the WNBA's credibility may already be lasting. This crisis underscores deeper issues within the league's leadership and raises questions about its ability to restore trust and effectively navigate the challenges ahead.
And that's why this league is a joke. Cathy Engelbert should be ashamed of herself and just resign. She's garbage for this league. She's a garbage. They need a new commissioner, bro. They need me as commissioner. First of all, cut all this crap out. Let's just play some freaking basketball. Make the league about basketball. Isn't it a basketball league? Make it about basketball.
The Caitlin Clark controversy has brought to light serious issues within the league's officiating, administration, and overall competitive integrity, problems that go beyond any single commissioner or individual decision. The WNBA stands at a critical crossroads. It can continue down a path marked by questionable officiating and organizational dysfunction, risking the loss of its brightest star and the loyal fans she has inspired. Or it can commit to implementing meaningful reforms that ensure fair competition and prioritize player safety. The right choice should be obvious, but given the league's troubled history under current leadership, uncertainty remains. Caitlin Clark, along with her supporters and the broader fan base, deserve better. The future of women's professional basketball depends on the league's willingness to acknowledge these systemic problems and take decisive action to address them. Time is of the essence. Each day of inaction diminishes the league's credibility and its chance to capitalize on a pivotal moment in its history. The league's next steps will determine whether it can rise to meet this challenge or risk losing its momentum altogether. If you enjoyed, leave it a like and subscribing. More videos are on the screen now.